Hi everyone, welcome to Greeklish Outdoors. Today we're going to be reviewing the Tomshoo wood burning stove. So, stick around. As I've used it for many years, I thought I'd do a quick review in case other people are considering purchasing this stove too. So this is a budget stove, I would class it as. It's about £24 or about 26 euros, and it packs down into quite a small size. So let's get it out of the bag and show you what it's like. Obviously I've used this a lot, so it is pretty dirty, but it comes with certain pieces. It comes with a little alcohol bowl, so you can cook with alcohol gel and if you want to instead. It comes with a grill, which I've obviously never used, and basically it all packs together. So this here shows a little bit better the actual components you get with this stove. All these pieces connect together. First one goes in there, the fireball goes in there, there's the top, and if you want to have your pot balance on, it simply goes on there. If you want to convert this, of course, to a alcohol burner, simply put your alcohol bowl in there. So quickly, let's have a few facts and figures about this. So when the stove is assembled, it has a height of 17.5 centimeters with a maximum diameter of 14 centimeters. When it is packed down, the dimensions are 14 centimeters by 7.7 centimeters. It is made from stainless steel and weighs 470 grams, which is about 1 pound. Right, so let's get some wood, fire it up, and show you what it's like on a full burn. So, as you've just seen then, I take this stand off when I'm lighting it to make it easier. There's one thing about this stove, it is very, very hungry for fuel, so you've got to keep your eye on it all the time, otherwise it will go out pretty quickly. There's these little holes on the inside which are meant to pull the air and the flame upwards, a bit like a solo stove. Right, let's get some water on to boil, and I'll show you with this, I'll show you how well it boils water, but also one of its great limitations is on there. But now can you see that the only place to put wood through is right under the actual pot. Now this can lead to accidents, which I will show you my first accident now with it. Whoops. So it is a very small opening to keep stoking it up, and as I said, it really does require a lot of wood to keep it going. It does burn quite quickly. Another thing is, if you put too much wood in there thinking it'll last a bit longer, it does get choked up quite easily as well. And the ashes, you need to give this a bit of a tap now and again so the ashes will fall through, otherwise again it gets a little bit choked up. Right, we're definitely starting to simmer now. That's pretty good. That's within about 5 minutes. That's not too bad. So this was actually the first wood stove I bought. I bought it because I was on a budget. I bought it from Amazon, so of course there was free delivery. And it was really the stove that got me out here cooking on something other than an open fire. But I've had it for a few years now, and I have since upgraded, but I think it still has its place. So it's a nice little stove. In some ways it does pack down, fairly small, not compared to some of the other actual proper flatback stoves you can get out there now, like the Bush Box, things like that. Because of that small aperture there as well, it's quite easy to burn your fingers pushing smaller sticks in. And that all goes in this little bag they've provided. And there you go. So let's look at the overall pros and cons of this stove. So it's got a good strong construction made of stainless steel. It is budget friendly, below £25. It has multiple fuel sources you can use with it. It's very easy to assemble and also pack away, and it's not as prone to warping as alternative style stoves. The cons of this though are that it's very fuel hungry. It's got a very small opening to feed the fire. It does have some stability issues, so there is a risk of tipping. There are cheaper alternatives now since I bought this stove, and it doesn't pack down as well as some of the flat pack box stoves. So what are the alternatives out there? Well, Tomshoo do make their own flat pack stove now, which is £16, which has a larger aperture for feeding the wood into the fire. You also have Lixander, which is £20 and has a bigger still aperture for feeding the fire. There of course is the One Tigris stove, which comes about £24. And then we have the slightly more expensive Savota Happy Stove or Grumpy Stove, which also have a larger aperture and are more stable stoves. The Savota Happy Stove I have reviewed before on this channel. I'll leave a link in the description. So that was the Tomshoo wood burner. I hope you enjoyed this short review, and I hope you find it helpful when picking out your first stove. As I said, personally I would go something which packs a little flatter and has a larger opening. So if you did like the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, thanks for watching, take care, much love, see you next time.